Hey everyone, this is MrAddOil again, helping you fight your today for your better tomorrow. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why I prefer direct one-on-one mentorship over a coding bootcamp. And we'll be talking about that coming up. Let me tell you a story. So when I was a breakdancer back in the days, B-boy kid David, he's actually pretty popular. He commented on my dancing abilities. He was like, Alex, I went up to him and I was like, man, how can I be better, right? How can I improve? And he was like, Alex, you already have a pretty good foundation on, your footwork, your freezes, and then you don't make mistakes. You are able to take what you have and do it really well. And he commented that other B-boys couldn't really do the same. Like, they might have flashy moves and stuff, but then when it comes down to actually execute in the heat of a battle or a competition, like, they might flop and their flashy moves like succumb to nothing. And that's like the benefit of being, I guess, proficient at what you know. And then I'm trying to tie this analogy into why it will make more sense for you to, hire a mentor and then focus on a subset of the software development skill set. For example, whether that's like mobile development, front-end development, or back-end development. And the coding bootcamp fallacy, or even like a computer science degree from a college, that's how a fallacy is. They overload you with tons of information. Granted that you do need to know this information, but it's really hard and gets overwhelming when you're just dumped a ton of information. And it becomes, you find yourself in a situation where you just get really overwhelmed and lost in all that material, that it's really hard for you to kind of focus and get good at one thing and be confident in that one area. So this message is for all those self-taught developers out there who want to, bypass either a computer science degree at a college or even a coding bootcamp. This message is here to empower you, saying that, hey, it's been done. There's a lot of people in the past who've actually taught themselves to code and become developers. So hopefully you find this message encouraging. So here are a couple of reasons why I would advocate for direct one-on-one mentorship over a coding bootcamp, specifically coding bootcamp. We're not really going to talk about a computer science degree at a college, because that's kind of way out of the scope of what we're trying to aim at. And I think a coding bootcamp is closer because, like, when it comes to one-on-one mentorship and stuff, coding bootcamps do include that, whereas in like a traditional college environment, you don't have that. So that's why I'm comparing those two. And the first reason why you want to pick direct one-on-one mentorship is for specialization. Specialization in different senses. One, specialization in one-on-one attention with you. Second, specialization with that specific area of expertise that you need to develop. So you can hire a mentor if you have problems with like CSS, HTML, JavaScript, or like a framework, and really work together with that mentor who can cater to your one-on-one needs specific to you, and you can make breakthroughs that much faster. One of the fallacies of, it's like status quo that more expensive is better. It's true, like when you're comparing, like if we're talking about like gaming PCs, like if you have more of a budget and spend like $6,000, $7,000 on like a gaming PC, you're going to get a lot. You're going to get what you paid for, right? But just because it's expensive doesn't mean that, you're going to be missing out if you bought like a cheaper, more affordable mid-tier gaming PC. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So for the purposes of like trying to get like a software developer job, you don't necessarily have to drop like 20, 30K on a coding bootcamp or like an accelerated program at college to get you from A to B. So one-on-one direct mentorship actually is quite effective, and it drops your costs down significantly. Because think about it, like in a coding bootcamp in college, the only time you want like tutoring or direct mentorship is when you have a problem, right? So what happens when you don't have a problem, everything's going swell? Why are you paying for the additional hours or additional just costs for nothing? And this is where direct one-on-one mentorship shines, because when you're not stuck, when you know what you need to learn and you've picked the right courses to help you learn those fundamental knowledge and skills, you're trucking along. And then the only time you need direct mentorship is when you get stuck and you can't overcome that by yourself. And in those circumstances, you can just leverage a mentor from like codementor.io, and then they can help you get unstuck faster. And then it is much cheaper than just paying outright for a coding bootcamp or a college degree. And if you think about it, if you look back in your history of education, think about the best times or the greatest times where you felt like you were really learning and like really moving forward. Was that a result of like a school you went to, or some sort of expensive course that you take? If you think deeper, you'll realize that the thing that made the most impact to your learning were like direct one-on-one mentors or teachers. I know from my past, like I've made significant breakthroughs, whether in my personal life or like professional life, directly from having one-on-one mentorship or one-on-one coaching. So that's a bit of the philosophy that I'm trying to take. Coding boot camps, they have this model where they do have one-on-one mentorship, but if you do research, like maximum that they afford to give you that direct one-on-one continual mentorship from one mentor is like 30 minutes to an hour a week, and that's just not helpful. Again, the quality of the instructor is much more important than the coding bootcamp, the school, the brand, whatever, because at the end of the day, like they are the ones that are directly interacting with you and ensuring that you learn the skills that you signed up for. Another benefit of direct mentorship is you're the boss. Like if you join a coding bootcamp, go to college, you're kind of stuck with what you have, right? Like you're stuck with the instructors that have been dealt to you. You're stuck with the curriculum that's been given to you. So, going the direct mentorship route, you have the opportunity to fire, that's a harsh word, but kind of, let go instructors or mentors that are not a good fit for you in terms of your learning style and how you digest and consume knowledge and apply it, right? Another cool thing is, based on my experience using codementor.io, and when I had these mentor sessions using Zoom, the good thing is you can just record your lectures. So it's a plus, right? Like these coding boot camps or like colleges, they'll boast like, oh, there's recorded on-demand lectures and videos that you can review. Well, if you hired your own mentor on like codementor.io, you can just record your Zoom meeting and then you can just label that session for whatever topic that you were talking about with your mentor, and then you can have that on demand. And lastly, the most compelling reason why you want to do direct mentorship over a coding bootcamp or college is you have direct control over your success. Like you are in charge. When you pay, tens of thousands of dollars either to like a college or a coding bootcamp, you're saying, here's my money, make success happen for me, right? So it's kind of like a passive way of getting from A to B. You're jumping into this vehicle that promises you to get to point A to point B. And like just the nature of like this market, right? Computer or software development, becoming a software engineer, it's very competitive. And then if you were to take these like traditional routes of trying to get there, like you might get burned, like you might not get a spot. But then when you're, self-taught and then you leverage like these very affordable and valuable ways of getting exactly the same like knowledge and skill sets that you would get in a coding bootcamp. You just have more freedom over your success. You can pivot into another role if you found out that the market feedback that you're getting for your profile as a software developer candidate isn't that strong. You can pivot into a different role using the same skill sets. And that's all I have for this video. So to recap, like the whole point of this video is basically saying, hey, you do not need to go to college and get like a computer science degree, or you don't need to go to a coding bootcamp to get skills to become like a software developer. You can take, the self-taught developer route and hire a one-on-one mentor for yourself, cut down on costs, and be more focused on achieving the success that you envision for yourself.